I just like let out like the longest, loudest, most dramatic sigh of my entire life.
I heard it. It was heavy.
It was so heavy because I am just realizing something really, really profound right now.
Oh, boy. Lay it on me.
Generational wealth doesn't actually buy happiness. It really doesn't.
No, of course not.
It just buys $5,000 pants that you can ruin with green slime and like this completely false sense of superiority over men wearing Wranglers.
That is exactly what it buys. Just pure, unadulterated delusion.
Right. And you want to know what real psychological torture is?
I feel like you're going to tell me.
It is sitting in a tiny, cramped apartment, staring at a television screen, and watching people our exact age complain about the absolute burden of their unearned millions.
While your refrigerator's doing that thing again.
Yes. My refrigerator's currently making a noise that I can only describe as, like, a metallic death rattle.
It literally sounds like a lawnmower that's fundamentally given up on the concept of propulsion.
It does. It's struggling to survive.
It truly is. And, you know, the irony is not lost on me that we have advanced medical degrees. Like, we look at human teeth all day for a living.
We do. We contribute to society.
We do. And yet, here we are, completely financially and emotionally traumatized by a reality show about 20-somethings who consider opening an Instagram app to be a hard day of labor.
It's sickening. It really is. But anyway, babes, welcome back.
We made it through another week.
We love you, we see you, and babes, listen. If anyone listening happens to be a billionaire looking to adopt 2 fully grown dentists, our DMs are wide open.
Please, step right up. We are taking applications.
Seriously, we are house-trained, we have great smiles, and we will absolutely 100% let you spoil us rotten.
We're willing to sign NDAs. Whatever you need, just give us the black card.
Exactly. But until the paperwork goes through, we have to self-soothe.
Which is very necessary tonight.
Very. Which is why, if you are part of the Snark Squad listening right now, you should know we are currently double-fisting espresso martinis.
And they're aggressive tonight.
They are aggressively strong. I can actually feel my heart palpitating in a way that feels distinctly luxurious.
As they should be. Because scientifically speaking, and like as a medical professional I can verify this, holding a martini glass increases your perceived financial confidence by at least 40%.
Oh, easily 40%.
Even if, right at this very exact moment, your checking account is literally weeping and begging you to please stop setting up auto payments for streaming services.
It hurts because it's true.
The glass just feels expensive. You hold it, and suddenly you're judging people's footwear on the subway and, like, wondering what the commodities market is doing with winter wheat.
Yes. I feel like a young divorcee who just won the primary residence in a highly publicized settlement.
That is the exact vibe.
I have this sudden urge to wear a silk robe and stare wistfully out of a floor-to-ceiling window.
While holding the glass by the stem.
Only by the stem. But, you know, all this brings us to the most important existential question of the night. A question I really need you, the listener, to ponder with us as you listen to this.
It's the only question that matters.
How are we not assigned rich parents?
It's a logistical error. It has to be.
It has to be.
It's an administrative oversight in the universe's distribution center. Someone dropped our files behind a filing cabinet in the cosmos.
The audacity of the universe to just plop us right into the middle class.
It's rude.
The sheer, unadulterated disrespect, like we are practicing dentists.
We went to school for so long.
So long. We go to our respective clinics, we look at cavities, we inject Novocaine, we do this grueling physical work, and somehow we are still sitting around waiting for our rich era to begin.
Still waiting. Any day now.
When does the montage start? When do we get the matching Range Rovers with the custom leather interiors?
I mean, I look at my paycheck after taxes, and I just think, well, this is a cute little stipend, but where is the trust fund?
Right. Where's the rest of it?
Where is the quarterly dividend from the family steel conglomerate?
It got lost in the mail.
Our retirement plan right now is completely structured around positive vibes and a wildly lucky $20 scratch-off ticket that I buy at the corner bodega every Tuesday.
That's a solid strategy, honestly.
That is the entirety of my diversified portfolio.
I love that for us. But my absolute most toxic trait, and I know you do this too, I know anyone listening right now does this, is that I will lay in bed at 2 in the morning, right?
Oh, I know where this is going.
The blue light absolutely destroying my circadian rhythm, and I am browsing Zillow for $10 million luxury penthouses in Tribeca that I absolutely unequivocally cannot afford.
You're doing the Zillow spiral.
I am deep in the spiral, and I will lie to myself. I will say, oh, I'm just doing a little real estate research.
Right, research.
I'm looking at the market for investing?
Investing what's exactly? Your emotional capital?
Yes.
Because unless you are investing monopoly money, you are literally just torturing yourself.
I am investing my hopes. I am investing my delusions. I look at a kitchen island the size of my entire apartment
With the dual dishwashers.
with dual dishwashers and a built-in wine fridge, and I say out loud to my empty bedroom, I don't know if I love the marble veining.
It's a little too aggressive.
It's too aggressive.
Yeah.
As if I have the budget to be picky about hand-quarried Italian marble.
As if you're going to call a contractor and ask for a different slab.
Exactly. But let's just spiral for a second. Let's really live in the delusion. I need to know, if money were literally no object, if your bank account looked like a phone number, what are you buying?
A personal chef.
Immediately.
Oh, 100%.
I never want to look at a raw chicken breast ever again in my entire life.
It's so gross.
I don't want to know how onions are chopped. I want someone to politely knock on my door, ask me what my macros are for the day, and then hand me a perfectly composed, Michelin star quality bowl of sustenance.
That sounds like heaven.
And a driver.
Oh, a driver is mandatory.
Do you know the sheer, unadulterated peace of mind of just sitting in the back of a plush town car while someone else navigates rush hour traffic?
The cortisol reduction alone would add 10 years to your life. Easily. What about you?
For me, weekly massages.
Weekly.
No, wait, let's be richer. Daily massages.
There you go.
I want a closet that requires a topographical map and a compass to navigate.
You need a GPS to find your shoes.
Exactly. I want distinct wings for my summer and winter wardrobes. And I'm never flying commercial economy again.
Never. We leave the main cabin behind.
Business class everywhere. Domestic, international, a 30-minute commuter flight to Boston. I don't care. Our backs deserve the lie-flat seats.
We have been hunched over patients' mouths all day.
We have. We need lumbar support that costs more than a used Honda.
We have to protect our cervical spine at all costs. It's a medical necessity.
It really is.
But let's scale it up. Let's play the $100 million lottery jackpot debate.
Okay, I love this game.
The Mega Millions hits. You wake up, you check the numbers on your phone, you rubbed your eyes, and you realize you are filthy, disgustingly, offensively rich.
Just absolutely loaded.
What is the very first absurd purchase you make? Like, completely absurd.
Okay, my first completely absurd, financially irresponsible purchase.
Yeah.
I am buying a purebred, ridiculously expensive, Olympic-level dressage horse.
A horse.
A majestic horse.
Do you know how to ride a horse?
Barely. I took a trail ride in Cabo once and held onto the horn for dear life.
So that's a no.
But am I going to look absolutely fabulous feeding this majestic creature an apple while wearing custom leather riding boots that cost more than my entire dental school tuition?
You're going to look incredible.
Absolutely. What about you? What's your absurd purchase?
I am buying the dental clinic where I currently work.
Oh my God. Wait, what?
I am buying the actual brick-and-mortar building. I am buying the practice itself. I am assuming all the liabilities, and I am walking in on a Tuesday morning and firing my boss.
You are so sick for that.
Just for the narrative arc.
Ugh.
Just to look him in the eye and say, look at me. I am the captain now. Pack up your ergonomic chair.
That is deeply, fundamentally petty, and I respect it so much.
Thank you.
It's borderline villainous. Okay, but after the absurdity, what is the first responsible purchase? The one you make because your wealth manager tells you to.
I mean, paying off the student loans.
Oh, gross.
Which, frankly, makes me so profoundly bitter just saying it out loud.
It immediately takes half the joy out of winning $100 million.
It does. Taking a massive chunk of that liquid cash and just giving it right back to the federal government. It's such a buzzkill.
It is the ultimate buzzkill. It feels like a punishment for getting an education.
It really does.
But you have to do it to free yourself from the psychological shackles.
True. Okay, what is the most intensely petty purchase you would make?
Oh, pettier than firing your boss.
Yeah, how do you get pettier than that?
Okay, you know my upstairs neighbor.
The one who sounds like they're practicing competitive bowling.
And tap dancing at 3 in the morning. Yes. I would buy their apartment,
Okay.
but I wouldn't live in it. I would just leave it entirely empty to ensure my silence.
That's pretty good.
Or better yet, wait, no, I'd move up there and I would aggressively vacuum the hardwood floors at 4 a.m. when I know they're trying to sleep in their new, smaller apartment across the street.
That you also own.
Yes, an apartment that I also bought through a shell company just to legally evict them from a month later.
The revenge is so sweet.
Yeah.
It's a multi-tiered operation of harassment.
It takes planning. For my petty purchase, I'd hire an elite team of private investigators to track down every single guy who ghosted me in my 20s.
Oh, wow. We're going deep.
I would find out where they work, and I would buy those companies through a massive holding corporation, and I would casually demote them to middle management.
You wouldn't fire them?
I wouldn't fire them. I'd just halt their upward mobility forever. They'd just be stuck.
That is diabolical.
Thank you, but what is the one thing, like the endless expense that you would just bleed money on forever?
Unlimited, top-tier, injectables-level skincare.
Oh, absolutely.
I am talking about the stuff that isn't sold in stores. The stuff that requires a board-certified doctor to administer in a sterile environment.
The stuff that costs as much as a car.
Yes. I want to look like a glazed, ageless, slightly terrifying alien forever. I want my skin to reflect light like a mirror.
Yes. You want that rich person sheen.
I want to look damp at all times.
For me, it's flying private. I want to pull up to the tarmac exactly 30 seconds before takeoff in my town car, walk up the stairs with my martini, and tell the pilot to go.
No TSA, no taking off your shoes.
Never taking off my shoes again. But, speaking of luxury, we've been talking endlessly about taking that yacht trip to Greece next month with our friend Sarah.
Sarah, who is legitimately offensively wealthy.
So rich.
Like, doesn't look at the prices on a menu wealthy?
Right. We have been trying to manifest this trip. It has to happen. But I am spiraling over whether we can successfully fake being yacht people for an entire week.
It's going to be tough.
Can we just seamlessly pretend that we have always vacationed on floating palaces? Or are we going to expose ourselves as middle-class frauds the second we step on deck?
We're going to have to work so incredibly hard to not look visibly impressed by everything.
I'm going to be so impressed, though.
I know, but that is the true marker of wealth.
No.
Absolute indifference to luxury.
Right.
When the steward hands us a warm eucalyptus-scented towel upon arrival, we just have to nod lazily like, yes, the standard 11:00 a.m. warm towel, exactly as I expected.
Like it's a chore to even wipe your hands.
Exactly. Meanwhile, secretly, I am going to be locking myself in the ensuite bathroom, holding my breath, taking 1,000 pictures of the gold-plated faucet to post later so people know I've peaked.
Oh, my camera roll is going to be full of towels.
Oh.
But I think I am going to adapt instantly.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I will be pointing at random islands in the agency and telling the captain to dock because I want a specific type of gelato.
You're going to be a monster.
But my deepest fear is, will 1 week of pure, unadulterated, billionaire luxury completely ruin normal middle-class vacations for the rest of our lives?
I am terrified of the withdrawal.
Right.
Once you experience a crew of 6 catering to your every whim, handing you a cocktail before you even realize you're thirsty, how do you go back to fighting for a damp plastic pool chair at a crowded resort while someone's kid splashes chlorine in your eyes?
You can't.
You don't. You just perish from the downgrade. Your body rejects it.
We will cross that bridge when we get to it. We just need to get on the boat first.
Very true.
But babes, enough about the imaginary millions we definitely don't have. Let's talk about the people who are actually born into them.
Ones who take it all completely for granted.
Exactly, and who are currently humiliating themselves on our television screens. We need to unpack everything that just happened in this week's episode because my jaw has been on the floor for the last hour.
The sheer unmitigated mess that was this viewing experience.
It was a lot.
It was an absolute masterclass in trust fund trauma, arrested development, and just a total lack of self-awareness.
So much lack of self-awareness. Let's dive straight into the absurdity of Ava and Gia fighting over Instagram follow.
Oh my God, please. Because truly, why are we dedicating precious moments of our fleeting lives to this feud?
Okay, let's set the stage for you. Ava is claiming with her whole chest and with an incredible amount of misplaced emotional intensity that Gia's mother, the reality television icon herself, Teresa Giudice, unfollowed her on Instagram.
Which is such a funny sentence to say out loud.
And Gia is completely dismissing it. Gia actually goes on Nick Viall's podcast, which, by the way, is exactly where you go to fan the flames of petty drama, and publicly calls Ava a calculated and nasty liar.
Brutal.
Gia goes on the record and says, "My mom doesn't even know who you are."
Which, respectfully, is the most devastating, funniest read of the entire hour.
It's so mean, but so funny.
Because anyone who watches this cinematic universe knows that Teresa Giudice barely knows the names of her own castmates half the time, let alone her daughter's peripheral friends.
Exactly.
The idea that Teresa is sitting around maliciously curating her following list to target Ava is hilarious.
Season of the time. But Ava is deeply, profoundly hurt by this. They just had this camera-free bonding trip to the Bahamas, which was supposed to solidify their friendship, and Ava feels completely betrayed.
Oh, The betrayal of an unfollower.
So what does Ava do to prove her point? She pulls out actual literal screenshots.
Printed out.
Printed, undeniable screenshots of Teresa following her, and then the subsequent notification that Teresa unfollowed her.
I gasped.
I had to pause the TV. I had to get up and pace around my tiny living room.
Let's ruthlessly analyze the psychology of this for a second. The sheer, unadulterated fan behavior required to screenshot a housewife's follow notification.
It's so embarrassing.
Who has the time, the energy, or the profound lack of self-awareness to monitor their social media notifications with that level of forensic intensity?
Only a super fan.
You were so incredibly starstruck that Teresa clicked a button next to your name that you immediately saved it to your camera roll for posterity.
Right. It's deeply embarrassing to win this specific argument.
You won, but at what cost?
Because yes, the receipts technically prove you aren't a liar, but the receipts also definitively prove you are a massive, starstruck fangirl who catalogs celebrity interactions.
It's just a bad look all around.
But Ava's defense for bringing this up on camera is that she had to defend herself because being called a liar on a major podcast is, quote-unquote, destroying her brand.
Ah, yes. The modern Gen Z shield. Her brand.
Her brand. And she connects this alleged brand destruction directly to the news that recently broke in the tabloids about her being evicted.
Which is a whole other mess.
She says when you search her name online, the first thing that pops up is Ava-evicted. She claims she split the $10,000 a month rent with her dad, Dame Dash, and he supposedly didn't pay his half, so they got booted.
$10,000 for rent.
So her logic is, I have all this very real, very public negativity surrounding my finances. I don't need you calling me a liar about Instagram on top of it. It ruins my credibility.
Well, wait, let me dissect this logic, because here's where I completely lose my mind.
Go for it.
Gen Z reality stars, and frankly this entire cast, think everything is a threat to their brand. They view themselves not as human beings, but as publicly traded corporations.
It's exhausting.
A petty spat about an Instagram button is not tanking your stock price, Ava. You do not have shareholders who are going to divest because Teresa GDJ unfollowed you.
Well, no, but...
And leaning on your dad for half of a $10,000 apartment when he notoriously has public documented financial issues. That is not a brand crisis. That is just fundamentally bad logistics.
Okay, wait, I actually want to push back on you here.
Go ahead.
I am going to play devil's advocate because I actually feel a tiny bit of empathy for her in this specific moment.
Empathy for the $10,000 apartment.
Imagine the visceral public embarrassment of a literal eviction notice hitting the tabloids. An eviction is traumatic, even if you are rich. You are losing your home.
True.
The world is pointing and laughing at your financial failure. And then, while you are dealing with that very real crisis, your supposed friend goes on a massive podcast and tells millions of people that you are a calculating liar.
It's a bad week, for sure.
I would be emotionally fragile, too. She's conflating the two things because she's spiraling.
I will grant you that a public eviction is incredibly stressful and the humiliation factor is high.
Extremely high.
But the way to handle a housing crisis is not to hyperfixate on Teresa Giudice's thumbs.
Well, obviously not.
The way to handle it is to get a cheaper apartment that you can afford on your own without relying on shaky family money. You don't need a $10,000 loft if you don't have the liquid capital to secure it.
Okay, yes, downsizing would be the adult choice here.
But eventually, instead of resolving anything, they just do a shot together. Gia offers a very tepid, lawyer-approved, "I'm sorry for calling you a liar, let's move on." And we, the viewers, are forced to pretend this conflict is resolved.
Which it absolutely isn't because neither of them actually likes the other. It's just an alliance of convenience.
Completely fake.
But moving from the fake currency of Instagram clout to the very real squandered tragedy of generational wealth, we have to talk about the Zaxby's chickenaire himself,
Hudson
McElroy, and his boundary battles.
A man who possesses all the resources in the world and absolutely zero emotional regulation.
First of all, we have to celebrate Ariana Bierman, the baby wig herself, for finally mercifully dumping Hudson.
Thank God.
And the details she revealed to the group about this relationship gave me the absolute worst ick of my entire life. I felt physically repulsed.
It was harrowing to listen to.
She said he was completely, profoundly lazy. He ate Zaxby's chicken every single day, just endless skewers of fried chicken delivered to him.
Just buckets of it.
And the kicker. He wouldn't show her an ounce of physical affection for an entire year. A year?
Let's unpack the psychology of that for a moment. He was conducting a personal, unsupervised, highly depressive, supersize me experiment with his family's own chicken franchise.
It's dark.
Inherited wealth often infantilizes men, and Hudson is the prime example. He's never had to strive for anything, so he just marinates in his own malaise.
Just floating through life.
He stops trying in his relationship. He stops trying in life. He just consumes chicken and breathes air, and then he genuinely wonders why she is completely over it.
Like he's the victim.
But what does Hudson do when she finally leaves? Instead of accepting the breakup, going to an expensive therapist, and working on his glaring personal flaws, he's desperately trying to mark his territory like a feral cat.
It's so embarrassing.
He is walking around giving other fully grown men boundaries regarding his ex-girlfriend.
Which brings us to the new guy, Liam. Listen to me. Liam looks like he walked straight off the set of an HBO prestige drama.
He is gorgeous.
He looks like a background cousin on Succession. He is an actor. He is a firefighter. He is a swim instructor. He is a shark coach. Like, the man's resume is chaotic but thrilling.
A shark coach? What does it even mean?
I don't know, but I love it. And more importantly, he is completely unbothered. Hudson marches up to him, chest puffed out, and basically issues an ultimatum.
Oh, the ultimatum.
He says, if you want a relationship with me, you need to lay off Ariana. Those are my boundaries.
The absolute staggering delusion of male entitlement. Hudson, you do not own her.
You don't.
You are not a geopolitical state, and she is not a disputed territory. You didn't even hug this woman for a year.
A whole year without a hug.
You neglected her, and now that someone else recognizes her value, you're trying to set up a demilitarized zone around her dating life. It is mortifying to watch.
It is so desperate. It reeks of a guy who only values something once another man wants it.
Exactly.
And then the defining moment of the entire viewing experience. The pants incident.
Hang it in the Louvre. Put it in a textbook.
It is the perfect encapsulation of wealth versus class.
It really is.
Hudson is sitting there, sulking, complaining that someone spilled some mysterious slime or liquid on his chair, and he gets it on his pants. And he whines out loud to a group of people that his pants cost $5,000.
$5,000.
For trousers.
Let's dissect the mechanism of that statement. Why do you announce the price of your ruined garment? You announce it because you want everyone to know you have the capital to buy it in the first place.
Right. It's a flex.
It is a distress signal wrapped in a flex. And Liam, the beautiful, employed firefighter, without missing a single beat, looks at Hudson and proudly states that he's rocking $45 Wranglers because he actually rides horses and puts out literal fires.
I screamed at my television. Hudson is wearing $5,000 pants to sit around, eat fast food, and cry about his ex. And Liam is wearing $45 denim to save lives and wrangle sharks.
The juxtaposition is cinematic.
It is, and I am so gagged by Ariana setting these firm boundaries with Hudson. When he gets drunk and tries to touch her, trying to be affectionate, she literally pushes him away and says, I begged for that for a year. You don't get to do it now.
Good for her.
Good for her. Hudson is acting like what Kim Zolciak beautifully, poetically called a walking lick.
A classic Bravo term.
And for those who don't know the terminology, a walking lick is street slang for someone who is an incredibly easy target to be robbed or taken advantage of because they are flashing their wealth without having the situational awareness or toughness to protect it.
Hudson is the definition of a walking lick.
He really is. He has a flashy designer shirt, $5,000 pants, and zero street smarts. He is deeply, deeply down bad. He is emotionally vulnerable, and it makes him the absolute perfect mark for the group's resident grifter.
Oh, here we go.
Which brings us perfectly to the crypto torture house and the machinations of Charlie.
Oh my God, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie is a predator in an ill-fitting suit.
He is terrifying.
Charlie smells the Zaxby's fortune in the water, like a great white shark. He knows Hudson is sad, he knows Hudson is phenomenally wealthy, and he knows Hudson is easily manipulated right now.
Prime target.
So Charlie swoops in, buys him a drink, and casually asks Hudson to invest $1 million into his new nightlife concept, Club Run.
$1 million. Just tossed out casually over cocktails like he's asking to split the check for appetizers.
Hey man, can I get $1 million?
But I have to say, to Hudson's minimal credit, and this is the only credit I will give him tonight, he actually handles it decently. He doesn't just write a check fueled by desperation for friendship. He demands a tangible business plan.
Which Charlie absolutely fundamentally does not have.
Of course not.
Because Charlie operates exactly like a Silicon Valley tech startup in 2018. He has no viable product, He has no revenue stream, and he has a fake office. But he's using buzzwords, the illusion of exclusivity, and FOMO to extract seed capital from emotionally vulnerable angel investors.
It's all just smoke and mirrors.
And Charlie isn't just targeting Hudson. Charlie has also linked up with Omar.
Yes. Omar, who is Georgia's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about their meetup. They meet up to discuss their quote-unquote business partnership in Omar's office. And when I tell you this office will haunt my nightmares until the end of time.
It was a bleak, terrifying, graffiti-covered room on Canal Street that looked exactly like a trap house that just happened to have a single, outdated Dell computer sitting in the middle of it.
It was so scary.
The geography of this space was horrifying. Omar was sitting at a desk that was facing backward. The drawers were facing the wall.
Why were they facing the wall?
It looked like a front for an illegal passport operation. It did not look like the headquarters of a multi-million-dollar nightlife empire.
I was waiting for the FBI to kick the door down during the scene. I thought we were watching a sting operation. It was so desolate.
Just visually upsetting.
And Georgia is absolutely furious about this team up because she claims that Charlie and Omar are stealing her club concept. Let's remind everyone of the history. She and Omar were supposed to launch a bowling alley club before their messy breakup.
A breakup where, let's remind the listeners of the sheer cruelty. Omar completely cut her off financially while they were traveling in Singapore, had his assistant pack up all her belongings, and literally dumped her stuff outside Charlie's door in New York.
So brutal.
And Charlie took her in. Charlie let her sleep on his couch. He was her savior. But now, Charlie and Omar are suddenly besties, scheming in a graffiti room and allegedly stealing her intellectual property.
Although Charlie aggressively insists to the producers, it is not a bowling alley. Like, that is his only defense. We aren't stealing it because ours doesn't have lanes.
That's a weak defense.
Very weak. But Georgia is trying to move on from this betrayal. She has a new man. His name is Prez or Cruz, depending on who is talking. He seems to have multiple identities, which is a red flag in itself. And he is crypto adjacent.
Crypto adjacent.
He is building an opinion-based betting platform.
Which is just a polite venture capital way of saying he is a gambling bro. He runs a sports book with a better UI.
Exactly. But they are sitting at high tea, acting so in love, completely performing for the cameras, and they bond over the fact that neither of them likes to wash their hands.
I had a visceral, physical reaction. I felt my skin crawl.
I was screaming. Georgia says she has always been like that, and Prez says, since I got with you, I wash them even less. Are you kidding me?
It's disgusting.
We live in a post-pandemic world. You are riding the New York City subway, you are touching bodega doors, you are handling cash, and you are just holding hands with all that accumulated bacteria.
Let's talk about the sociology of this. Why do they think this is cute?
I have no idea.
It is a symptom of post-pandemic wealth isolation. They think because they are rich, because they exist in sterile luxury apartments and private cars, that they are somehow immune to the grime of the city.
Like bacteria doesn't affect them.
They view hygiene as something for the working class. They are super spreaders. They are walking petri dishes of entitlement and E. coli. It is so foul. And Georgia is usually my favorite cast member, but I cannot defend the hygiene. I simply cannot.
It's a biohazard. It's genuinely revolting. But all of this messy energy, the feuds, the grifts, the bacteria, it all culminates in the final event of the evening.
The Urban Outfitters sleigh event.
A holiday wish list party hosted by Ava, Amira, and Riley. And before we even get to the party drama, we have to stop the tape and discuss the absolute financial hallucination that Amira casually drops while prepping for this event.
Oh, this part broke my brain.
Amira is sitting there at dinner with her parents, trying to prove her independence, talking about how hard she works as a creator, and she just casually mentions that her rent is $16,000 a month.
$16,000 every 30 days?
It's nauseating.
That is $192,000 a year in post-tax money just for the right to sleep inside a building.
We have to unpack this. What kind of New York apartment costs $16,000 a month for a single girl? Does the elevator open directly onto the street?
Better.
Does she have a personal doorman who also spoon-feeds her caviar and sings her to sleep?
It has to have in-unit laundry, a private wraparound terrace, and probably a portal to another dimension. But this highlights the exact socioeconomic trap of the modern influencer economy.
Yes, tell them.
She is complaining about not having a massive trust fund like the others, yet she is willingly paying $16,000 in rent. Why? Because as an influencer, your life is your product.
Exactly.
She is over-leveraging herself to project an image of extreme wealth, to secure more luxury brand deals, to pay for the extreme wealth she is projecting. It is a snake eating its own tail.
It is a terrifying financial loop. You have to look rich to get paid to be rich. But the absolute best part of the prep for this event is Riley Burris returning. I missed her so much.
It was nice to see her.
And we have to praise Riley, because she is officially pivoting away from the Bravo DJ epidemic. She is applying to Columbia University to become an entertainment law attorney.
I am going to push back on you a little bit here, though.
Really? Why?
Because on one hand, yes, getting an Ivy League law degree is undeniably smart. But on the other hand, she's on a hit reality show right now. The Bravo DJ money, the club appearances, the fast cash, it is sitting right there.
Yes, it's fleeting.
Is it actually wise to step away from the peak of her television relevance to go study torts for 3 years? By the time she passes the bar, the reality TV window might be closed.
See, I disagree entirely. The reality TV ride does not last forever. Fame is fickle, especially on these ensemble shows.
True.
The DJ market is deeply oversaturated. We don't need another reality star with a soundboard pressing play on a Spotify playlist in a Vegas pool. We need a lawyer to read their terrible network contracts. Riley's stepping into her power and creating a bulletproof long-term career. She's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Fair point. She is securing the bag for the next 40 years, not the next 40 minutes. I respect the hustle.
Exactly. So the event finally starts, and we are introduced to the newest cast member, Rowan Henshey, who is Brooke Shields' daughter. And she makes what is arguably the most iconic entrance in reality television history.
Oh my God, the chicken.
She grabs a fancy hors d'oeuvre off a passing tray, takes a massive bite, realizes it is completely raw chicken, and has to violently spit it out into a napkin while asking someone to physically cover her so the cameras don't catch the full regurgitation.
It was incredible. It immediately grounded her. She didn't miss a beat. She's instantly iconic because it stripped away all the pretense.
It was so real.
But the vibe shifts immediately after, because Charlie shows up. Emma invited him because she claims she has a soft spot for him.
Emma is the only person keeping him on the call sheet at this point.
Riley is furious. Shai, who is supposedly Riley's close friend, walks up to the group with Charlie in tow. Charlie tries to go in for a warm, manipulative hug, and Riley completely snubs him.
Just shuts him down.
She just stonewalls him.
Yeah.
I don't like hugs. It was a masterclass in holding a boundary. And then Brooks, who is finally earning his paycheck after being quiet for weeks, delivers this incredible, icy Regina George energy.
Yes.
He looks at Shai and Charlie, sizes them up, and just flatly asks, "When did you guys become best friends?"
It was chilling. Brooks just cutting right through the performative pleasantries to expose the shifting alliances. But the craziest part is the ending. Charlie and Ariana end up outside on the balcony, and they have this surprisingly cordial chat.
He was weirdly calm.
Ariana is basically warning him not to corrupt Hudson, not to take his money while he's down, but Charlie plays the empathy card, he pivots, he acts like a wounded bird, he relates it to her breakup, and they end up hugging.
And Brooks is watching this happen through the glass doors, and he literally sprints away in horror. He runs away from the hug.
Which is the correct biological response when you see a grifter pulling a vulnerable person into his web. You flee. You run for your life to avoid being collateral damage.
Exactly. Okay. We have unpacked the events, we have diagnosed the psychoses, but now it is time for the real analysis. We are moving into our trust fund power rankings.
Let's do it.
We are going to rank this cast based strictly on who is utilizing their unearned generational privilege the absolute best and who is completely fumbling the bag.
I'll start with the best, and there is no debate here. It is Riley Burris.
Oh, completely.
She is the blueprint for how to use your privilege correctly. She took her platform, she took her funds, she stepped back from the petty drama, she traveled the world to get her head right, and now she is using her access to apply to an Ivy League law school to build an actual, sustainable career that doesn't rely on screaming at people at dinner parties.
I completely agree. Riley understands that privilege is a tool, not a personality trait. My other pick for the best is Lamb.
Yes, the king of quiet luxury.
Exactly. He comes from money, but you would never know it by his attitude. He wears $45 jeans, he acts completely unbothered by Hudson's aggressive posturing, and he spends his time doing actual, meaningful physical things, like putting out literal fires and working with sharks.
He's a real job.
He isn't sitting in a leased apartment complaining about his personal brand. He is living a full, actualized life. The wealth is a safety net for him to pursue his passions, not a bludgeon to hit other people with.
He is the anti-Hudson, which brings us to the worst of the trust fund babies. Hudson is fumbling the bag on a spectacular, historic level.
Just dropping the bag into a ravine?
You are the heir to a massive chicken empire. You have unlimited resources, and what are you doing? You are wasting your wealth on $5,000 pants that you immediately ruin with slime. You are eating fast food every single day until your serotonin levels plummet, and you are embarrassing yourself on national television by aggressively begging your ex for physical touch while trying to scare off other, vastly more impressive men.
Hudson is a tragedy of his own making. He has all the financial resources in the world for an elite therapist, for a life coach, for a personal chef to fix his diet, and he is just actively choosing to marinate in his own misery. But we also have to put Charlie in the worst category.
Oh, absolutely. While Hudson is fumbling out of sadness, Charlie is fumbling the bag maliciously.
He comes from some sort of wealth, although apparently his dad cut him off, which is usually a massive red flag. And instead of using his education or his elite social connections to build something real and tangible, he's using those connections to try and grift his own friends.
That's so Grammy.
Pitching $1 million phantom investments in desolate, graffiti-covered trap house offices. Taking advantage of emotionally vulnerable ex-boyfriends who just got dumped. It's dark.
It screams desperation. He is burning bridges at an alarming rate for short-term capital. And speaking of burning bridges, Ava has to be in the worst category, too.
Yes. You defended her emotions earlier, but logistically, she is fumbling.
I did defend her, and I stand by the emotional trauma of eviction. But looking at the mechanics of it, you are relying on your dad, who is famously dealing with massive public financial issues, to pay half of your $10,000 a month rent.
It makes no sense.
And then when the check inevitably bounces and you get evicted, your biggest concern is how the headline looks to clothing brands on Instagram. Ava, use your privilege to get a financial advisor. Take a course in financial literacy. Downsize. You do not need a $10,000 apartment when you are relying on shaky family money. It is painful to watch.
With a fundamental misunderstanding of cash flow. Which brings us to my favorite thought experiment. If we had their budget.
Oh, I love this segment.
I want to pick 3 specific moments from this episode and detail exactly how differently we would have handled them if we had their limitless bank accounts and a total lack of shame. Let's start with moment 1. Hudson's $5,000 pants getting dirty. How are we handling this with $1 billion net worth?
First of all, if I'm spending $5,000 on a single pair of pants, I am never, ever wearing them twice. They are single-use pants.
Obviously.
Once they touch the outside air, they are incinerated. But more importantly, if I had that budget, I wouldn't just sit there and complain about a dirty chair after the fact. I would hire a full-time, velvet rope handler.
A handler.
Someone whose sole job, complete with a 401k and benefits, is to walk 10 feet ahead of me with a monogrammed silk cloth, wiping down and chemically sanitizing every single surface I might potentially make contact with.
That is good, but I would go a step further. I would have an advanced team, like the Secret Service, but purely for my wardrobe.
Yes.
They sweep the venue an hour before I arrive. They run a black light over every surface. They remove any slime, any rogue liquids, any condensation, and they replace all the venue seating with my own custom upholstered chairs that are transported behind me in a climate-controlled truck.
The chair truck.
That is how you protect a $5,000 investment, Hudson. You don't leave it up to chance.
Oh, that is brilliant. The logistics of the chair truck are incredible. Okay, moment 2. Emira's $16,000 a month rent. If we are willingly paying $16 grand a month, what ridiculous amenities are we demanding from this building's management company?
If I am dropping $16,000 every 30 days, the baseline amenities are not enough. The air in my apartment needs to be filtered through Himalayan salt rocks and infused with oxygen.
Oh, I love that.
I demand a live-in barista who exists in a small alcove in my kitchen, whose sole purpose is to craft my morning cortado and my evening espresso martinis. And I want a medical-grade IV drip station permanently installed into the plaster of the living room wall. Just plug me in for hydration and B12 vitamins while I watch television.
I love the medical integration. For me, I would demand that the building changes the microclimate in my specific zip code.
Weather control. Naturally.
I don't want it to rain outside my window unless I explicitly schedule a cozy reading day on my Google Calendar. And I want a personal elevator that reads my biometrics and plays a custom soundtrack tailored to my heart rate.
Like a mood ring, but it's an elevator.
Exactly. If my heart rate is high from stress, it plays soothing, acoustic jazz. If I need a boost before a party, it plays aggressive, mid-2000s pop. 16 grand a month is controlling the physical environment money.
Completely. You are paying to be a god of your own hallway. Okay, moment 3. Charlie, cornering Hudson and asking for a $1 million investment. If you are Hudson and you have unlimited Zaxby's chicken wealth, how are you rejecting this transparent grift?
I wouldn't even ask for a business plan like Hudson did. That is too respectful. It validates the request.
You don't give an inch.
I would look at Charlie, take a slow sip of my drink, smile warmly, and say, let me think about it. I'll have my people look into the logistics. Then I would track down the landlord of that horrifying Canal Street trap house office.
Oh, I see where this is going. You are going corporate warfare.
I would buy the entire commercial building in cash, sight unseen. I would immediately become Charlie and Omar's landlord, and then I would legally evict them just for fun.
Oh my God.
Just serve them papers the very next morning. Sorry, boys, I'm converting the space into a Zaxby's Express location. You have 48 hours to vacate the premises.
That is the exact level of unhinged, retaliatory wealth I aspire to possess.
Yeah.
You don't just say no to the pitch. You actively dismantle their infrastructure so they can never pitch again.
Exactly. You salt the earth. Which leads us to a broader philosophical debate. Rich or just pretending? We need to look at this cast and debate who is genuinely grounded in their wealth and who's aggressively performing, because there is a massive sociological difference.
A massive difference. Let's look at the grounded ones first. Rowan Henshey is the absolute definition of grounded, secure wealth.
Absolutely.
She has major Hollywood lineage. Her mom is a global icon. She grew up in the highest echelons of society, and yet she is totally fine aggressively throwing up raw chicken on camera. She isn't trying to curate a perfect, flawless image.
No, she's
And earlier in the episode, when she was roasting Shy, pointing out that her fabulous polar bear coat was actually just from Zara. That is someone who is secure in who they are. She doesn't care about labels.
Absolutely. She doesn't have to prove anything to anyone because her status is unquestionable. And Liam is the exact same way. We talked about it earlier, but he is the embodiment of quiet luxury.
Quiet luxury king.
He isn't flashing designer logos. He isn't bragging about his industry connections. He is just existing and doing what he loves. For Liam and Rowan, the wealth is a safety net that allows them to be eccentric. It isn't their entire personality.
Now, let's contrast that with the performers, because the performance art happening on this show is exhausting to witness. Charlie is the prime example of performing wealth.
It's all smoke and mirrors. It's a facade.
Look at the visual cues. The slightly ill-fitting suits that he wears to look like a serious businessman, the constant pitching to ex-boyfriends at social events, the vague, empty promises about the revolution of Club Run.
It's giving scammer.
It screams House of Cards. Here is the reality of wealth. If you actually have millions of dollars to back up a club concept, you don't need to corner your buddy's ex at a wish list party to beg for seed money. You go to a bank. You go to actual venture capitalists.
Exactly. He is performing the idea of a wealthy entrepreneur, but the reality is a backward desk in a graffiti room. And I have to say, Georgia and Prez are also performing wealth to a massive degree.
Oh, entirely. The whole crypto bro gambling app aesthetic is built on performance.
Anyone who describes themselves as crypto adjacent is literally one minor market fluctuation away from moving back into their childhood bedroom in the suburbs.
It's a house built on sand.
It's not real liquid money yet. It's numbers on a screen that fluctuate based on what a billionaire tweets on a Tuesday. They're performing this high roller lifestyle, drinking tea at luxury hotels and refusing to wash their hands like aristocrats, but it feels so incredibly fresh.
It's new money energy, but the money might not actually exist outside the blockchain. It's speculative wealth. And it makes them act so deeply pretentious to compensate for the insecurity of knowing it could all vanish tomorrow.
It really does. Okay, the espresso martinis are fully hitting my bloodstream. The caffeine and the vodka are battling for supremacy in my brain, which means it is time for Manifestation Corner.
Let's light the metaphorical candles, sage the room, and put the energy out there into the universe.
Each of us has to share 4 things, and we are going to debate them fiercely. First, one luxury experience you are determined to have someday before you die.
I am determined to charter a private jet. but not just for vacation. I want to charter a Gulfstream specifically to fly cross-country to Los Angeles solely to attend a live taping of a Bravo reunion.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to arrive on the tarmac, step directly into a waiting Sprinter van, walk onto the studio lot, sit in the front row with a martini while Andy Cohen screams at people for 10 hours, and then immediately fly back home to my own bed. That is the peak luxury experience.
That is so specific, so incredibly niche, and I respect it immensely. For my luxury experience, I want to rent out an entire high-end department store like Bergdorf Goodman or Saks Fifth Avenue after hours.
After hours, nice.
Just me, my closest friends, unlimited champagne, and absolutely free reign to try on everything without any salespeople hovering or judging my bank account. Just pure, unadulterated retail gluttony without the anxiety of the price tag.
I would judge you harshly if you went through all that trouble and didn't buy anything, but I support the vision of VIP access. Okay, next up. One outrageous, unjustifiable purchase you would make if money were truly no object.
Oh, this is easy. I have thought about this. I would buy the rights to a reality television show, let's say a certain show based in a summer house in the Hamptons, just so I could single-handedly fire the cast members that I hate.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't even produce the show. I don't want to work in television.
Wow.
I would just acquire the intellectual property, issue the termination letters on thick embossed cardstock with a wax seal, and then sell the show back to the network for $1.
You are a menace to society. That is incredible. The
Yeah.
power trip is intoxicating. My outrageous purchase, I would buy an active volcano.
A volcano? Why on earth would you want a volcano? The liability insurance alone.
Because nobody owns a volcano. Imagine the dinner party conversation. Oh, you have a lovely summer house in the Hamptons. That's cute. I own Mount Doom.
You are crazy.
Would you like to come over this weekend and throw things into the magma? We are roasting marshmallows over the Earth's core. It is the ultimate untouchable flex. You can't compete with tectonic plates.
That is genuinely terrifying, but it works. You would be a Bond villain. Okay, third, one solid prediction for next week's episode. What is going to happen?
My prediction is that Hudson, fueled by a dangerous cocktail of Zaxby's grease, alcohol, and sheer unchecked jealousy, is going to actually try to physically fight Liam.
Oh, I can see that.
Or at the very least, he is going to aggressively puff his chest out at him in a crowded room. The tension is boiling over, Liam is unflappable, and Hudson has zero emotional regulation skills. He is going to snap.
I can totally see that happening. Hudson is a powder keg of insecurity. My prediction is that someone, maybe not Hudson because Liam distracted him, but someone else in the circle is actually going to give Charlie real money.
No way. You think so?
I think someone is going to fall for the grift, write him a massive check for Club Run, and we are going to watch a financial crime happen in real time on our televisions.
If that happens, we are legally obligated to call the SEC. Finally. One completely delusional manifestation for the rest of the summer. What are we putting into the ether?
I am manifesting that I am going to receive a certified letter in the mail from a high-powered attorney informing me that I am the sole, undisputed heir to a long-lost billionaire grandmother I never knew existed.
Very Princess Diaries.
Like the plot of The Princess Diaries, but instead of inheriting Genovia, I just get a massive portfolio of index funds, a chateau in the south of France, and zero royal responsibilities.
I love that for you. May the mysterious grandmother find you. My delusional manifestation is that we are going to be walking down the street in New York City, minding our own business, and we will accidentally get invited to the ultimate Hamptons white party.
Yes.
Like Michael Rubin sees us from a balcony, recognizes our sheer aura of untapped potential and immaculate snark, and points at us and says, "You two, get in the helicopter right now.
Yeah.
We have caviar to eat and celebrities to judge."
Yes, we will be wearing our $45 Gap Factory t-shirts, but we will make them look expensive purely through our attitude.
Exactly. We will blend right in with the billionaires because we understand the psychology of indifference.
Well, on that note, that brings us to the end of our spiral for the evening. We have dissected the trauma, we have judged the outfits, and we have manifested our future wealth. But before we go, we need to hear from you. We want you to sound off in the comments, in our DMs, everywhere you can find us.
We need your answers to these three critical questions because we need to know where your heads are at. Number one, what would be the very first thing you would buy if you won the lottery? Are you going practical and paying off loans, or are you buying a volcano like a supervillain?
Number two, which cast member would you trade lives with for 1 week? Do you want Riley's ambition and Ivy League future? Or do you just want Emra's $16,000 apartment with the phantom doorman?
And number three, What is the most outrageous, unjustifiable luxury purchase you would make without a single ounce of guilt?
We want to read them all, so send them in. Thank you so much for listening and spiraling with us tonight. You know we love you. Please remember to subscribe, leave us a glowing 5-star review to boost our fragile egos, and share this with another Bravo-loving babe who is also desperately waiting for their rich era to begin.
Keep the espresso martinis flowing, keep the boundaries firm, and keep the Zillow tabs open.
Stay delusional, stay fabulous, and we'll see you on the Snark side.